Many thanks for staying with us. It's The Conversation, and today we're looking at how we will be avoiding fake products during Yultide. You know, this season comes with a lot of shopping. So what do consumers need to look out for this season while shopping, most especially when Mr. Governor just unveiled a 72-hour shopping event that will start in December 23 and end on December 25. Joining us is the General Manager, Lagos State Consumer Protection Agency, Afolabi Sholebo. Is it Sholebo or Sholebo?
Sholebo.
Sholebo, okay. Afolabi Sholebo. He'll be guiding us through on how consumers do not fall victims to fake products. You're welcome.
Thank you very much, and thank you for having me on your program.
Yes. Just yesterday, another supermarket in Festac, was sealed by your agency. Do you think Lagos State is winning this war?
Yeah, thank you very much. Yes, I have to say that Lagos State is winning the war. And why I'm saying this is that there has been a far reduction in the number of people selling expired and fake products. But however, there are still some recalcitrant supermarkets and other grocery stores that are still hell-bent on trying to put into the mud the good work that Lagos State government is doing through the Lagos State Consumer Protection Agency. However, we are not relenting, because Mr. Governor made it very clear that it is zero tolerance for breach of consumer rights in Lagos State, because consumers are kings.
Okay, so why do you think these supermarkets or store owners, keep, doing this?
Yeah, first and foremost, I think it's because of greed. Greed and wanting to make wanting to make fast money at the expense of unsuspecting members of the public and consumers. Probably some don't even know that they have a right. And sometimes too, when a product's price is reduced drastically, people don't think that there's something fishy. Yeah, that is why most times now they will tell you that they're doing promo. Exactly. And because of doing the promo, they put all those products out and they reduce the prices drastically. You can imagine where we found products that have expired since 2023 December. And some February, some, it's very appalling. And when they say they're doing the promo, they put it aside. And we just want to continue to educate members of the public that they should not go for the price, because it's more or less penny wise, pounds foolish. And again, it's at the detriment of your health, because it's one of the pillars of Mr. Governor's team's agenda: health, environment. And if we are going to be making Lagos a 21st century economy, we all crave for. The issue of selling expired products, of standard products, if cannot be totally eradicated, should be reduced drastically.
Okay, we have we have a report on the supermarket that was sealed just yesterday.
Yes.
When I went to Computer Village to grab an accessory for my phone, I already got the accessory. I didn't check because I was still a JJC that time. And then when I got home, I figured out that the accessory I got was second-hand, first of all, but I paid for new price. And when I turned the phone on, the battery just swelled up. The same day I got it, I wanted to go back, and the shop where I thought I bought the thing, they said the guy I bought the thing from was not working for them. I was just wondering, like, would they deny something that I just got the same day? And then it does open my eye that anything can happen in the streets of Lagos.
Okay, it's okay now. Don't spoil my glass for me. Enjoy. It's okay. It's okay. I say it's okay. You are stealing the place already, and I have lived in. So this is my glass. It's my right. It's my right.
In its continuous efforts to protect consumers and enforce compliance with safety standards, the Lagos State Consumer Protection Agency has shut Blessed Happy Home Superstore following the discovery of expired products on the store's shelves.
We are selling a consumable product. Okay. All right. So as the product is moving, they are replacing, they are retrieving the ones that is old, they are bringing new ones. There is no expired product here. Yes, I am. We are management of this place. We are the controller of this place. We are from Lagos State Consumer Protection Agency. That is the letter I have here. We came here, and the letter is sent today. We saw monitoring. We come here for we saw. I am not aware of that. I am not aware of that.
Look at how dangerous they are.
Man.
Even expired perfume.
Oh my God.
Expired creams, expired Vaseline, a lot of things. They are very heartless here.
Lascopa says these expired products pose potential health risk to unsuspecting customers, which prompted swift action to seal the premises.
On the 22nd of November 2024, the Monitoring and Enforcement Department of the Lagos State Consumer Protection Agency, in the course of its monitoring responsibilities, was at the Festac area, and in the course of doing their monitoring, they entered a supermarket called Happy Home Superstores around Festac, and in the course of monitoring, a lot of expired products were found. And it's very unfortunate that we still persist in this part of the world to be doing this, because considering the numbers of products that are found, even baby food that have expired since 2023 were found in their displayed for sale, and other consumables. And it's very unfortunate that things are like this are still happening. They were invited to the office. Unfortunately, they did not come. So we had no cause just to revert to the court. We approached the court and we got an order to seal the place.
The agency reiterates its commitment to ensuring that businesses comply with rules and regulations that protect consumers' interests.
We are going to go ahead and prosecute whoever that is the owner of that supermarket. Yes, because this is Lagos State, and in Lagos State, consumers are kings. And I also want to say that Mr. Governor, Mr. Babajide Olushola Sanwo-Olu has zero tolerance for breach of consumer rights in Lagos State. So we just use this opportunity to tell Lagosians that they should be very careful and watch out for product information of any product they are consuming. Yeah, we're going to be seeing more of this in this November and beyond, because we know that there are still some recalcitrant people that are hell-bent on destroying this state. We have been making efforts to educate and sensitize the public, because Mr. Governor has said it that the state did not set out to destroy people's business. But if you want to do business in Lagos State, you have to do it right.
This crackdown by the Lagos State Consumer Protection Agency is a reminder of the need for vigilance and maintenance of ethical business practices across the state.
If you have to do business in Lagos, you have to do it right. That's about it, about the supermarket that was, sealed in Festac. Okay, Atibola, you can go on with your question.
Okay, fine, the supermarket has been sealed by Lascopa. So what next after the sealing of the supermarket? And the owner of that supermarket was quite aggressive. When you go out for enforcement like that, what kind of safety measures do you put in place for your officers?
Yes, thank you very much. On the first question, yes, after the supermarket was sealed, definitely we're expecting them to show up at the court. That was yesterday. But unfortunately, they still did not show up in court. And we are now going to ask the court for a bench warrant to arrest whoever it is that owns that supermarket, because we are not even sure if it's that particular person that we met on ground. And again, about safety measures, most times when we are going on enforcement like that, we always go with armed security officers. And also, we are also very vigilant, because we don't know, maybe they may call for reinforcement. So we take it upon ourselves to actually inform the police, the divisional police around that area. Per adventure, like the man was very aggressive, but at the end of the day, the security were able to contain him.
Okay. As consumers now, beyond looking for expiry date, what else do we need to look out for to find out if a product is fake?
Thank you very much. If you look at the beginning of that, the video you just played now, somebody was complaining about buying a phone, and that's electronics. And sincerely, we need to do continuous public enlightenment. A lot of people do not even know that they have rights. But I can tell you that since the inception of this agency, we've recovered over 31 million naira just for electronics.
31
Yeah,
million.
31. And then electronics includes radio, TV, television, phones, or anything, a refrigerator. And I believe by now, for the distributors, manufacturers of those products, we made it very clear. If you want to sell products that are substandard in nature, take it outside Lagos. Peradventure, you bring them in or you assemble them here, and they cannot meet the requirement of just when we talk about the warranty here. Even vehicles, because we recovered from, as I speak with you now, I'm still going back to the office to address an issue that has to do with a vehicle that was bought brand new, and within a few months start giving issues. We've hacked some of them we've got refund of over 40 million naira for consumers in Lagos when it comes to selling vehicles that are substandard in nature. And all we need to continue doing is to let the consumers in Lagos State know that they are kings, and also to let the manufacturer and service providers know that they have the duty to ensure that whatever product they are selling is not of substandard nature.
Okay. Okay, there will be a lot of sales, ampers, clothing, and some other items, consumables, because of the festive season. So what will be your message to Lagosians at this particular period, so that when they see things that are very cheap, they will not rush at it, all in the name of sales and Christmas?
Yes, thank you very much. We keep doing that every November, December, to sensitize the public about, because in as much as consumers do have rights, they also do have responsibilities. And part of the responsibility is to make personal decision. You have to make personal decision on where you want to go and buy a product and the kind of product you want to buy. That is, consumers too must be vigilant. Must be vigilant because sometimes you see a product that ordinarily, I don't want to be using names, maybe, okay, let me say like a Pepsi. And you are now seeing another one, the same color and everything, that say Popsi. So you should be vigilant to know that the one you're buying. And also, if it comes to taking consumables, you should look out for product information. What are the product information? You look at the day the product was manufactured, the day it will expire, the batch number, also if it has NAFDAC number, which is very important, because we believe that most consumables that doesn't have NAFDAC number are not supposed to be displayed for sale. So those are the things that the consumers should look out for, and also they should check for the authenticity. Like what I just tell you about is your passing off. Anyway, the consumers do have a decision to make as regards where to buy a product, and also to ensure that they obtain a receipt for whatever product they buy. So peradventure there's an issue, we can refer back to that receipt where you bought the product. There are so many products out there that we are still investigating.
Okay. I've heard some consumers say, oh, expiry date, it doesn't matter as long as it's not the following year. Like if it's still this year, you can still consume these things. So I want you to let our consumers know the dangers associated with consuming fake products.
Yes, the most important of the danger in consuming expired product is the health complications. Because at the end of the day, if the manufacturer deem it fit to put the product information on product, that this particular product was manufactured so time, and the product itself has a shelf life, So those such products should not be consumed.
For instance, like that baby food that they said had expired since 2023.
It should not be consumed because definitely it will bring you health hazards that may lead, if it doesn't lead to permanent destruction of the health, it may lead to death. It's very unfortunate that all these people are still selling these products. And most of them, you say, love your neighbor like you love yourself. You find them in churches and mosques on Friday and Sundays. And they still perpetrating this evil. And we've made it very clear. Take those products outside Lagos. If you think you can be accommodated outside, take them outside Lagos. The Lagos state government, through the Ministry of Commerce, Cooperative Trade and Investment, and LASCOPA will come after you. And the law, the due process of the law will be followed.
Okay, I know that Lagos is quite big, and I would like to know how often you go out on this kind of exercise, like we saw in Festac yesterday. Then as Lagosians, what can we do to support LASCOPA when we see things like these? What are the channels of communication through which you can expose things like this?
Yes, thank you very much. As we speak now, even the monitoring and enforcement unit of the agency have gone out this morning. They've gone out this morning
Is it a daily?
Yeah, most times it's a daily. We just pick a particular local government.
Okay.
We go around that local government, but it's not the way it used to be.
Why
Because
not?
we used to seal and fine. Now there's a level of compliance. But because we are not still satisfied, we'll still keep on going for monitoring and enforcement. And I also want the members of the public to know that if you see something, you say something. It is not even about you sometimes, it's about your neighbor. You know, I just said love your neighbor like yourself. And if you enter a supermarket and you see anything that you think is not right, it behoves on you to just, and it's easy to get to LASCOPA. We are on all social media handles. Just this morning, based on what transpired, the supermarket that was sealed, somebody gave on an information about another supermarket. But we won't disclose that here now until we confirm, because most times we do a thorough investigation before we barge into you. Like the man was trying to say they don't sell. We have 2 bags of big Ghana must go, full of expired products that we retrieved from that place. And even after selling, the day we will unseal that place, we will still go because there are so many of them there in just one supermarket. But the law will take its course. We'll do everything within the ambit of the law to ensure that they are punished.
So what are the channels of reporting?
Yes, like I said, we are on all social media handles. LASCOPA on Instagram, LASCOPA on Facebook, LASCOPA on X. Also, we are on some local government. We are in Ikorodu local government, the secretariat. We are in Ikoyobalende local government. We are in Badagry local government. We are in Bariga local government. And before the end of this year, maybe it's just to use the opportunity to thank some of the local government chairmen that still believe that we have to bring LASCOPA closer to the people. Now we are going to be having a local government before the end of this year. We're going to have a solo local government and Ojo local government, so that it will make it easy for people to easily go and lodge their complaint and report. And the law will take its course. And also, we can be reached on lascopa@gmail.com. And there are some phone numbers that we can also be reached. 081-2499-3895, 090-64-323-154, and 080-25-509-777. And all those numbers, LASCOPA can be reached. And our office, the head office, is at number 2B, or Jaripe Close, off Harlan Avenue here. But I can assure members of the public, it's even easier since everybody has a phone, or maybe you have you're on all social media, and you can easily send a message, because most of the messages we do get them from all our social media handles, because people will complain, and people are always at the back end to ensure that they respond swiftly to the complaints. And another most important thing is that Mr. Governor Babajide Olúṣọlá Sanwo-Olu has made it very easy for people. You don't have to pay a dime to anybody. We offer quality and free services to lodge your complaint, even to come over by the time, even if we find that matters cannot be resolved through mediation, we end up going to court. And for those responded at the end of that, they think they've not breached the law, we've taken them to court and we've won on several occasions.
Okay. Aside supermarkets that your monitoring group visit, do you also visit open markets like Oyinbo, Mushin?
Yes, yes, we visit open market.
Okay.
But in most cases, we do more of sensitization about how those products are displayed.
Okay.
And peradventure, we educate them and members of the market as well, because sometimes you will see, I don't know, those things they use in measuring. Some of them will have done something with it and it won't be up to measure. And some of the products that they will display in the public that will say 5 kg, those are the people that we are really going after now, because we want to take those products and actually measure if they are up to 5 kg. If they are not up to, then we stop them from selling. And peradventure, if it's a company, we might end up selling that company.
Okay, aside from what Adebimpe mentioned just now, do you also inspect things like tires, medications? Because we have seen some pharmacies sell expired medications as well.
Yes, on the issue of medication, you know, Lascopa does not work, how do I put it now?
In isolation.
In isolation, thank you very much. We work in collaboration. We work with NAFDAC, we work with Standard Organization of Nigeria, we work with Manufacturers Association of Nigeria, we work with the Lagos Chambers of Commerce and Industry. We also have synergy with the Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission, ably led by our brother, Mr. Tunji Bello. And also we work with the police. And we're also in synergy with the Nigerian Communications Commission. So peradventure, issues that has to do with drugs, we quickly inform NAFDAC, and some of them, if we confiscate them and do the needful by inviting any relevant agency or commission to take charge. But ours is simple. You buy a product, you must get value for money and satisfaction.
Okay, I know you reeled out some numbers earlier. So what, as a consumer now, and I buy a product that is expired and I take it back to the shop or supermarket where I bought it from, and they say, no, there's nothing they can do about it. So how do I reach you? How, aside the phone number, what are the steps a consumer will take to get necessary judgment?
Yes, thank you. Yes, we also encourage consumers, wherever they think their right has been breached, to first and foremost go back to where this product was bought, because they must have their receipt that the product was bought there. And peradventure, they refuse to attend to you. We have so many cases like that. Not only are we going to go after them to really confirm if that product is actually substandard or not good for human consumption, because sometimes when people, we do see people that bring in frivolous complaints, but we don't just sit.
What do you mean by frivolous?
Yeah, let me.
Because some might be genuine complaints.
Yeah. When I mean frivolous, there's a particular case that went viral concerning a tomato paste. I have to talk about it. And the matter was brought to our office, and we went to town to buy that particular product with the batch number, and we asked the complainant to bring their own, the one they bought. They could not bring it. We invited the owner of that company, and we asked for the batch of that particular product. They brought theirs with the ones that we bought from the market, and we took it to the lab. And lo and behold, it passed the test. So it is frivolous. That's why we say most times when we get complaints like that, we do due diligence so that we will not be falsely accusing a manufacturer or service providers wrongly.
Okay, but when such information is false, do you punish the person?
Yeah, most times we just, like in most cases, we ask them to go away. And it now behoves on the manufacturer of the product will go out, because we will issue our own, we will issue statement as regards that. It now depends on what the manufacturer intends to do on that issue, but we will just make it public that this particular product is safe and good for human consumption.
Okay, there will be a lot of eating and drinking during this festive season. And oftentimes I get messages on my phone and I see videos, people complain about the quality of drinks that they buy in a particular market in Lagos State, Akpongmo to be precise. So I would really like to know if you have been there before, what kind of engagement have you had with them?
Yes, it will not be good for us to come on here and say what is known. We've made effort to go there, but for us to go there, we need a whole lot of security backup. And also, we've been asking people to bring complaints to us. If you buy a product, because the far we've gone is about 1 or 2 clubs that people complained that they were selling drinks that were fake drinks. So we have to bring them back. We have to bring them to our office, and we ensure that those products were confiscated and compensation were paid. We have it on record. But sometimes we can't just walk into those places when we don't have evidence or we don't. And as time goes by, we'll have this thing that they will use in testing those products. And some of them may be taken to the lab to actually confirm. And so we go as far as contacting the manufacturers. So we believe that we still have a long way to go, because consumer rights is very wide.
Yes, I was going to.
It is very wide.
I was going to ask another one.
Yeah, because we cover lots of area.
What about
eateries? Eateries, yeah, we go after eateries too. Sometimes we just go and we check their.
What do you check? Is it
yeah,
what exactly?
Yeah.
No, I don't understand.
Is it
yes, too much oil or too much salt?
No, sometimes.
Or the preparation of the food.
Or is it the kitchen?
People complain. People do come. Yeah, you mentioned the kitchen. There are some of them that we actually enter their kitchen. There's a particular one that somebody brought a complaint that they saw a security officer that is supposed to be at a security gate handling food without nose mask and everything. So we invited them and they denied it. We now said, this is the demand is not. They also want to give it to their dispatch. But we said the man is not supposed to be there. Then we give them a warning, and we said that we'll still be watching what they're doing. So consumer protection is very wide. But each and every time we get a complaint, we quickly take steps and ensure that the needful is done.
So what are those basic rights of an average consumer?
Yeah, as a consumer have rights to safety, to be informed, to choose. Consumer have to be heard. That is when you see something, you say something. Then the satisfaction for basic needs. Consumer also have the right to consumer education, which is very important. You know, I mentioned the issue of product information, and you check the product information, you ensure that you get receipt. And another issue is when you're buying a product and a product displayed for sale, and maybe they wrote 2,500. By the time you get to the till, it is 5,000 plus. It behoves on you as a consumer to go back there. When you must have obtained your receipt, you go back there and take a picture of the product, of the price displayed, so that if it doesn't tally with how much you paid, you come to us. Not only are we going to get a refund for you, we get a compensation. There's a particular one that it was all about 2,700, and the person got a compensation of 70,000 now.
Wow.
Because they haven't been going up and down. And so it depends on consumers that they must know their rights and also seek redress.
And also seek redress.
Yeah, seeking redress is very important, because that is the essence of having LASCOPA in local governments. You know, there are situations whereby maybe my 20,000 naira, I'm thinking about coming all the way from Ekpe to Ikeja, about 20,000. But if you have an office closer to you, you quickly report there and definitely you'll get relief.
Okay. So how can schools and the community now play a role in spreading awareness? Because awareness is key, and we cannot just leave it to the agency alone. You have to collaborate. So yeah. How much of that do you do, and how important is the role of this community and school?
Thank you very much. We do a lot on that. As I speak with you now, the Consumer Education Department are going to schools. We do that almost every other week. They are going to schools to educate not only the students, even the school authority and the teachers. And while we're talking about the children, sometimes parents do sit down and say, go to that supermarket, go to that pharmacy, go and get me a drug. But if you're well educated and you're well grounded, what the child should be looking out for is the product information to check. And also, sometimes you do see some of them that it must have been tampered with. So if that letters written are not straight, or maybe they've been tampered with, the child or the consumer should not even attempt to buy. And such can be reported to LASCOPA, to investigate. Because with the batch number, we actually have other information about the product, when it was actually manufactured and when it will expire. So we work in collaboration with schools, even recently with NYSC. Yes, with batches of NYSC, we educate them, and also we collaborate with them so that they can even help us in the sensitization and enlightenment.
Okay, Christmas is very much around the corner, and there will be a lot of fireworks. I would like to know what LASCOPA is doing, or if you plan to do anything as regards the quality of fireworks that people are going to use for this festivity.
On the issue of fireworks, it is not within the purview of LASCOPA. But per adventure, if such cases are reported to us, we'll take it through the right channel.
Okay, so one thing came to my mind while you were answering the Binkpe's question, and that's the issue of a particular friend of mine who gave some material to a fashion designer, and at the end of the day, the fashion designer messed the material, it messed everything up. So can LASCOPA do anything in this particular case?
Definitely, yes. It's service. If you are rendering service to members of the public, it must be of good quality. And if you're a tailor, you're a mechanic, you're a rewire, you offer service.
You do all of that?
Definitely, yes. We've recovered a lot for that, in respect of that. There recently, the one of this tailor you just mentioned, the tailor was made not only refund the money paid, but refund money for the material destroyed. It's very simple. If you're offering service, you must offer goods and quality service for the public, because definitely there's competition. And that's what we always tell service providers. You want them to come back to you, so they should get value for money and satisfaction.
What about air travel? A lot of people will be traveling into the country.
Yes, I think I must make it very clear here that LASCOPA has recovered a lot from airlines, both local and international.
How?
People complain about
cancellation
of flight, which is at the expense of the...
That was a norm that everybody had accepted.
That is what we're saying. Speak out.
Okay.
Do not suffer in silence. For those that came to report, they got it's on, if you go on Instagram, and you'll see it there. You see them making public, how do I put it now?
Complaints?
They complained, but they came to tell us that how LASCOPA has helped them to get their refund. Because the law is very clear. There's nothing like no refund policy. Nothing like no refund policy. So if you offer services to the, you render service to the public, and they're not satisfied, we've recovered from local and international airlines. It's on record.
So what about seeking redress on lateness and other issues? On lateness, as in delay.
Yeah, it depends. On delay of flight. Yeah, on delay of flight, it depends. Every issue must have its own, every case must have its own, how do I put it now? It depends, but we have to listen to both parties, the cause of the delay. Because there was a time myself, I was coming from Abuja to Lagos, and they had to delay the flight, but they gave us cogent reason. It was raining, and the aircraft could not land. They had to go back to Lagos to come back to Abuja, and I had to address the passengers.
Oh, you had to?
Yeah. I had to address because they were becoming, and I can understand. Yeah. So I had to tell them that safety first. If they have a cogent reason for delaying this flight, it's not better for everybody to be safe than if the aircraft will now crash, and that would be a calamity. And at the end of the day, we were able to calm the passengers, and the aircraft came back and picked everybody. But they must have cogent reason for cancelling or delaying the flight. If the reason for doing such is not good, then we'll be asking for compensation, and that we'll get. That's why we work in collaboration with other federal bodies.
Okay, but from the effort of your agency so far, are people actually changing their attitude as regards their rights and, of course, paying attention to some basic elements of product that they're buying?
Yeah, to a very large extent, because we've seen a situation whereby even when complainants do come to us, and by mere writing to the other party, they quickly comply. And it's like the fear of La Scopa is the beginning of wisdom. And in situations like that, we have no other choice than to still invite them and educate them on how to treat their customers or consumers, as we call them.
Okay, just before we go, what is your message to consumers this season?
Yeah, my message to consumers is that they should not suffer in silence. Wherever you believe that your rights as a consumer has been breached, be it goods bought or services rendered, do not suffer in silence. Report to La Scopa. And just like I mentioned, you can report with easily on any of our social media handles. You can call our numbers. You can write to our email address, lascopa@gmail.com and lascopa@lagostate.gov.ng. So you can lodge your complaint. Do not suffer in silence, no matter how small. Because like the issue of online transaction, this is another thing that is now. Online transaction. A lot of people, what you order is different from what was delivered. We keep telling the members of the public, do not pay before delivery. But
some vendors will say no.
If the vendors, we've hired that and we've been seeing the changes. If a vendor is saying that until you pay, then be suspicious. Because most vendors now, they send the product and they give the account details, and the only thing you'll be losing in that regard is delivery money. If a product is brought to you and that is different from what you saw and what you ordered, you can only pay for delivery, but the product must be returned. And with that alone, though some of them, that is why we work in synergy with Nigeria Communications Commission and the police. We've recovered over 30, in respect of online, 19,924,000 for consumers, because most times we ensure that they get refund.
Talking about online, there are times that you make payment and then you can't even find the vendor anymore online.
That is the essence of educating the public.
They just block you. You can't find them anywhere.
That is the essence of educating the public not to pay before delivery. And when you keep doing that, some of them that are doing all those unscrupulous trade practices, they will disappear. Because at the end of the day, they don't have any product to sell to you. It's just fraud.
Okay, does La Scopa do anything about failed banking transactions as well?
A lot. We recovered over 40 million from different banks in respect of refund, in respect of ATM used and that did not dispense, in respect of making erroneous transfer. And to a very large extent, the banks are cooperating with us.
Okay. As long as it is.
Yes. A lot of people are giving testimony. If you look at our Instagram page and Facebook particularly, a lot of people have given testimony in respect of that.
Thank you very much. Christmas season comes with a lot of buying and selling, you have to be vigilant. Thank you very much, Afolabi Sholebo. He is the General Manager, Lagos State Consumer Protection Agency, and we've been talking about how to avoid fake products during this season. We'll go on a short break. When we come back, the conversation continues.